Good morning. I just wanted to share my view with you this morning. It's absolutely breathtaking. And hopefully you can hear the sounds, the sound of the ocean. It's beautiful. With the camera. Hey there guys, it's Mia here. I am so excited. I'll turn this way. I am super excited as always. Hey there guys. I was just sharing my view and hopefully Kimberly you were able to capture a glimpse. It's absolutely beautiful and breathtaking. And I decided this morning I would sleep in. Although sometimes when it's this relaxing when I go to sleep, when I wake up I'm just totally, I just pop up at like 6:30 in the morning, just ready to start my day. And so today what I wanted to just talk about really quickly is the fact that you've got everything that it takes, literally, for you to redesign your life on your own terms. And even though it might sound sometimes like a cliche or it might even feel like it's radical, right? I want to make sure the little bird, did you see him? It might seem like it's far away from where you are right now. I want you to know you can change your life. You change your life by changing your choices, okay? So you change your life by changing your choices. So I just want to share my view with you today. And, and I come here always just to inspire, to encourage, to let you know what's possible for you, to share my journey. My hope is that, my journey to renegotiate the way that I would work and the way that I would earn, that in some way inspires you to know that it is possible for you. Hey, Ashley, you need to go to 1919 and you need to request Wesley and tell him I sent you, okay? It's absolutely amazing if you guys are still here. An absolute amazing experience, Ashley. You'll love it. All right. So I just want to inspire you guys, and I want you to know that it is possible. Even if where you are right now, you're trying to figure out, maybe you're on your way to work, or you're thinking about work, and you're trying to figure out how to renegotiate the way that you earn, I want you to know, hi Sherry, that is possible for you. And it requires you to make a choice, right, in the direction of where you want to go. It requires you to be brave for yourself. Sometimes, we're really good at being brave for others, but we're not always brave for ourselves, for our dreams, for our goals, for the life that we really, really want and deserve. And it doesn't mean that everyone's going to understand what you want to do. And it doesn't mean that just because they don't understand it, hey Paula, that it's not possible. So let me show you from this way, Paula, because it is really, really gorgeous. So I'm trying to get this camera to work. Let's see. Here we go, like that. So I think you can see even better this way. It's absolutely gorgeous. Just miles and miles of ocean. Building a dream, it takes work. It's not something that happens overnight. Didn't happen for me overnight. I was an 18-month overnight success, and I had to change my mindset. And I had to be consistent and persistent over time. And I had to invest in myself at the highest level, time, money, and energy. And you'll have to do the same things, but you can change your life. And you can renegotiate the way that you work. And it's not just a pipe dream. And I've helped so many women understand their value in the truest, hi Sherry, in the truest sense. And they realized that they were underselling and undervaluing themselves, their time, their money, their intellect, their education, their experience. I've coached many women who've gotten themselves free and have had the ability to stay free because they learned a new way to work. And I'd love to support you as well. If you haven't seen my webinar, it's 100% free. Go to miaredrick.com and watch it. It's a good first step But if you've been watching me over and over again, and you guys have been on this journey with me in building this business and watching how I've supported so many women changing their life, then sign up for the Giant Experience. And I'd love to show you and walk you into what this could look like for you in terms of renegotiating the way that you work and you earn. The idea of trading time for dollars forever, there's so much more to you and your life. And you know this. I think a lot of us, because of what happened during COVID and being home and maybe pursuing hobbies that you love for the very first time, or spending time with your family in a way that was congruent with your values and the way you really want to live. And maybe you're trying to figure out how to get back to that, how to figure out how can I work from home or anywhere that I choose. That was what I wanted. And it was radical back then because I didn't know anyone else that was free or working as a full-time entrepreneur anywhere that they chose. Who would I talk to about this very dream that I had? But I decided, I invested in tons of mentors, teachers, coaches that could show me the way forward. And I suggest that you do the same thing. You don't have to figure it out yourself. You don't. You do have to trust yourself. You are likely going to have to make an investment at the highest level in yourself. That means probably it's not going to come from some free challenge or some $27 offer or anything like that. You're probably going to have to invest in a real solution. I tell my clients a full solution. But a full solution can change your life if you're ready for change. And let me just share this part. Making an investment is one part of change. But valuing yourself enough to honor the investments, to give yourself the time to change is a whole nother conversation. There's so many people I've met over the years. I've coached thousands of women who've made investments in themselves. And not everybody's successful. And the question is, why are some people successful and why are other people not successful? I can tell you it's not intellect. It has to do with how you embrace change. It has to do with your mindset, your belief system. It has to do with your consistency and your persistency. It has to do with how you evaluate what growth looks like. Let me explain. I watch people change sometimes in many different ways. Sometimes you have to change one part of you in order for you to get to the other part of you. Like when I first started in my business, I didn't do any public speaking. I did at work, but it was different. But I was not like a motivational speaker or anything like that. And so whenever I had to speak or something, I would move like a robot because I was very uncomfortable, and in corporate I could just stand there and with a chart and teach, right? But I had to change, and I had to take classes and learn how to be a better speaker. I had to overcome my fears. I had to do things I didn't like in front of people so I could grow my skill set. I had to be vulnerable. I had to fail to learn sometimes. And a lot of people don't want that part. They just want the success, but they're not willing to do the work. You got to make an investment at the highest level in yourself, and you got to be willing to commit to the change. Sometimes the change is internal. Sometimes the change is here in your mind, right? In order for you to step into the new reality of what you deserve. And I hope that what I'm suggesting to you really supports you. I'm glad, Kimberly. I hope it really supports you. And I said, you can do this. You can do this. But you can't do this if you don't want to change the most important part. And that's like your habits, right? That means being teachable, being coachable, that means being able to honor the investments that you make in yourself by doing the work. Nothing happens because you make an investment. Shoot. You could have a course sitting on your computer all day. It doesn't matter that you bought it. It matters if you worked it. All right? It matters if you worked it. And you guys, I hope that as you're listening to this or you're hearing the replay, that you hear my heart on this. I just want you to win because I think about this all the time. I believed in myself 20 years ago and I just made a decision. I wanted to do things differently. And I knew that sometimes the things I was saying were radical to my audience. They were people who didn't, necessarily think that being a mom coach at that time was going to be something that would allow me to live my life on my own terms. But I wasn't going to them for my advice about my next step. I decided instead to trust myself. And I knew that I had the ability to create results for people because I was doing it at work I was doing it in life all the time. People always told me I was helping them. And I just thank you, darling. And I just really needed the right vehicle. And I created that right vehicle. And I worked that business. And so today, thank you, Paula, I support other women. And I show them how they can take their backgrounds, their gifts, their talent, their skill, their education, and put it in a structure that they can monetize. And everything is monetizable if you have the ability to create results for others. Most people don't know what's available to them as a coach, as a consultant, licensing, or as a trainer. There are people right now that want the answers for the solutions that you can provide. But you gotta fight for yourself, and you're gonna have to be brave for yourself. Okay, you gotta trust yourself, and you gotta know this is possible. And part of that is investing in yourself at the highest level. And a lot of times people invest and they make an investment that they can walk away from. And the reason that they don't do what they need to do in their business is because you made that small investment of $97 and you could walk away from it. It didn't mean anything to you because you didn't have any skin in your own game, in your own dream. Invest in what you really and truly need. Fight for yourself, okay? So you can change your life. Commit to your dreams. Or if you don't commit to your dreams, you're committing to somebody else's dream for the rest of your life. And just think about that. I mean, a lot of times we never, we just don't think about it, but it's true. You are either committing to your dream or you're committing to building someone else's. And I think it's a lot easier to build your own. It's going to take work. It is. And a lot of that work has nothing to do with actually building that business. It's building you. It's helping you to understand what your truest capacity is, so you can be your highest and your tallest self for yourself. And there's so many women, and I work mostly with women who say, I'm building my business for my family. I'm doing this for my kids. And then I'll ask you, what did you do yesterday for your kids? Nothing. You didn't pick up the phone. You didn't call anyone. You know what I mean? You didn't reach out in any way to build your dream or grow your dream in any way. I want you to think about it. Maybe you got the wrong why. I realized for me, I didn't build my business for my family. I built my business for my freedom. I needed to figure out how to get myself free. And I knew that my family would be the benefactors of my success. And it's an honest conversation. But because I had the right why, and I knew I couldn't spend 40 years working for someone else with a cap on my income, asking permission to do the things that mattered the most to me, being with my family, my kids, being with my husband, dating my husband in the middle of the day, I knew I had to fight for myself. I had to be brave for myself. And I hope that there's something that I've said to you today that inspires you to take an action. Like I said, go to Redrick.com, watch my webinar if you haven't seen it. And it's really good. It'll really support you, help you get your head on straight around who you are and what is really possible for you this year and, right now. You don't need to wait. You can go into the next year literally on fire, literally changing your life, moving in the direction of the change that you want, right? You just got to have those pieces together. And I'd love to mentor you and show you how to do that. If you've already seen the webinar, what are you waiting for? Come to the Giant Experience Master Training. The next live training is August 20th and 21st, in a couple weeks. And I'd love to see you there. I'd love to support you. I'd love to answer your questions around how you can package your knowledge into a high-ticket product, on or offline. I'd love to show you what's available to you that you don't see already with your gifts and your talents and your skills. Go to Redrick.com, okay? And you can, check out there. There's my YouTube channels there. It's 100% free. There's so many really great resources that I provide you from my heart because I really want you to get it. I want to see more women in this upcoming year, right, really take a stand for themselves and change their life. I hope this has inspired you in some way. I wanted to share with you my view, and I hope that it's inspired you. I'm going to just see if I can show you this part here. It's kind of high, guys. So when I lean back, I'm like, whoa, whoa, okay. But it just goes on for miles and miles and miles, okay? I love you. Have a great and an amazing day. I'm going to go get some beach time in. Talk to you soon.